My family, my family, my family. Family, my family, my family. Family, my family, my family. Family, my family, my family.
Hello and welcome to the show. This is another game of Cops and Bothers. We're your hosts, Benji and Murph. We're two former cops who cover gaming topics, pet peeves, modern issues, and your emails that you send in. Life is short and stubborn, like us. So, allow us to arrest your attention, steal some of your time, and book your emails into our show. If you have something you'd like to share with us, whether it's a pet peeve, a hilarious story, or something else, send us an email at copsandbothers@gmail.com. We're great listeners, and so are you. Hello and good day to you, Murph. How are you doing today?
I woke up today, so.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. You're also sniffling. You sniffled while I was reading the intro. Are you dying?
I hope so. I'm just kidding.
You have a daughter to support. Oh, goodness gracious.
No, I just hate being sick. Like, I'm fine with being sick for like 3 or 4 days, but on like the 5th day, I'm getting kind of fucking sick of it. I'm getting sick of being fucking sick.
Are you saying that you're basically being like sick and tired of being sick and tired?
Yes.
It
But I'm always
happens.
tired, so I'm used to that. So I'm just sick of being sick.
I mean, that's fair.
It makes me sick.
Okay. Well, hopefully you'll be all cleared up and not sick anymore by Christmas, which both of us would
Yay!
100% love to wish everybody out there listening to this an amazing, warm, comfy, cozy, super togetherness feeling for Christmas. And we both definitely hope it goes completely safe for you. If you're traveling, make sure you're awake if you have to drive, you don't miss a flight, you get to where you're trying to go, and you have a wonderful time.
Yes, and unless you don't celebrate Christmas, and if that's the case, that's kind of a pet peeve for some people. If you do say Happy Holidays, or if you do say Merry Christmas, but I don't really give a fuck whatever side you're on with that. Merry Christmas and/or Happy Holidays.
I mean, I say Merry Christmas, but I also don't celebrate it. But that doesn't mean our listeners don't. So I mean, if they celebrate the holidays or Christmas or whatever, I definitely wish them the best of it. Me personally, I don't really care for the holidays.
Well, that's because you think it's a money-grabbing business thing that just forces people to be together, and it's all fake to you.
I won't say it's all fake, but I mean that and the whole idea of Christmas is actually a jumbled together mess of other religions and beliefs. It's not its own thing like the Christians' belief. Most of it's actually pagan.
Yeah, I just love Christmas because of the spirit of the season, so to speak. Like I love putting up the Christmas tree and decorating and the presents and stockings and reading the night before Christmas to your kids and all that. That's what makes me love Christmas. I could never get a gift for Christmas, and honestly, I'd be happy because I just love everything else.
Real quick, are you part snake?
Perhaps.
Slippery little snake. Because when you
I'm a
said
snake.
spirit, you and I got a little concerned and scared.
My brain I was having a mini stroke. It's okay, I'm fine. I'm sorry for everybody for how I sound. I know I'm utterly annoying and ridiculous right now, which probably isn't much different than any other time, but I'm apologizing for it because I'm sick right now. Any other time, I just have to get the fuck over it.
Well, I mean, you should never apologize for being sick. I mean, it's something we're all, prone to fall victim to. You know what else we're prone to fall victim to?
Debt?
Did you know there's 3 things guaranteed? Did you know there are 3 things guaranteed in life? Death, change, and taxes.
Yes.
No,
I only like the first one.
I mean, that's fair.
I'm just in a very dark spot today.
It's fine. Night comes sooner around wintertime. But no, we are all prone to fall victim to things that piss us the hell off. And we have that right as human beings because we're all different. So, that being said, Murph, if I were to ask you right now, other than what we've already covered, what is something that aggravates you?
Let's see. So, if you're on the phone and you walk into a room where somebody walks in when you're on the phone and they immediately ask, "Who are you talking to?" All right. Well, listen, Linda. It's none of your fucking business or they would have called you. Okay. It
Real quick,
irritates me.
why is Linda everywhere in your life? Is
Oh, there's also a Karen and sometimes a Susan.
who are these three bitches and why are they fucking just? Do you have a posse of three women? Like it's like the Golden Girls, starring Murph, Karen, Susan, and Linda, and nobody likes. They're like supporting characters, and they're not going to win awards for the best supporting characters. Why do these three women follow you around and make your life a living hell?
I don't know. There's also Judy.
Is she a
She's the moody
is
one.
she a judge?
No, she's moody. Moody Judy.
Moody Judy.
She's
Okay,
the one who's always like in such a mood.
maybe she's going through menopause.
God, I hope something she's gonna die faster.
Oh, this is so true.
But
Death to
yeah,
Judy expedited.
it just really irritates me. Like, if you want to know who's talking, at least wait till I get off the phone and be like, "Oh, was that your mom?" Or like, but it might be from a past relationship where I was constantly asked who's on the phone with, and it just kind of irritates me. So hearing it now, it's just put a bad taste in my mouth, so to speak, and it literally irritates the fuck out of me. I think about slapping you.
So it's not necessarily somebody who asks you who you're on the phone with. It's only during the phone call.
Yeah, like it's if you wait and she'd be like, "Was you on the phone?" Like, "Oh, was that your mom or something like that?" Then I'm not going to be upset. But if you come at me in like an aggressive manner and be like, "Who are you talking to?" I'm going to say your mom. Did you die?
No,
Do you have a boo boo?
I do. So it hurts so bad. No, I
What did you do?
got a boo boo. You're right. No, so I was I was at the store getting clothes today, and you know those like really stiff price tags on clothing? This one was on a pair of
Why?
jeans. What? Because I was referencing the last episode.
All right, continue.
Okay, so you know those really girthy, erect pieces of like cardboard price tags that you can find on pants?
They're my favorite kind.
Ugh, I love it when they're throbbing, just full of flavor. So I was flipping through the
Yes.
jeans, and I was like, no, 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 no. This one's too long. This one doesn't. This one has too small a waist. This one's way too big a waist, and most of them were like too big a waist. Well, apparently, I fingered it the wrong way with my thumb, so thumbered it,
You
and
thumbed it?
it was like something in my mind told me something was wrong. So I looked at my thumb. Why is that funny? Stop laughing at my pain. No, so I fucking slipped my fucking thumb on it. I don't know if you can see it. And it fucking gave me the smallest little
Oh, I
cardboard cut.
can.
And it hurts like a bitch because I'm sweating right now because I'm really excited about this podcast. I love this. And when I'm doing things I'm
Oh,
passionate about, I get sweaty.
oh god, I know exactly what you're talking
Oh,
about.
it
When I used
hurts
to,
so
my
bad.
very first job was at Pizza
Ugh.
Hut, and we had to fill those stupid boxes for everybody who
Oh,
orders any delivery pizza. Be thankful that you didn't have to fold those motherfucking evil fucking boxes
were you one of those
because
people?
that is literally the worst job.
Were you one of those people that could fold it like super fast?
I tried, and it was a mistake. I regret it.
Now,
I look like I tried to fight Edward Scissorhands.
did you win?
No.
So, was it? Did you ever work at a pizza place that had a wait staff, or because like the only ones I've ever seen had it's like you go in and you order and then you leave, or you stay at home and you have a stranger bring it to your house.
Yeah, so, I my first job was at Pizza Hut, and you had waitstaff there. They wasn't like your necessarily typical waitstaff depending on what you ordered, but if you order something that wasn't from the lunch pizza bar or salad bar, then you had waitstaff waiting on you.
Hmm.
Why
Oh,
do you ask?
that. I was just curious, but it did remind me of
Mm,
something. As far as my,
fresh childhood memories?
I don't know. It's a possibility. We don't talk about that. So. Oh, really quick before I forget, this cut on my thumb fucking is absolutely killing me. Second, no, it's something that totally just it rubs me the wrong way. Like whatever the opposite of an erection is, like, is when people treat
Flaccid?
it's like super flaccid. Whatever the hyperbolic version of like anti-boner is.
Flaccid.
Okay, sure, yeah, let's go with that. So, no, people. Okay, so like you're on the line with like customer service, or the waiter or waitress comes out and brings you your order, whatever, and people who shoot the messenger. It's not their fucking fault. Like, okay, Like, I can't tell how many times I've been online with customer service with one company or another for one reason or another, and they apologize. Like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry this happened to you. Whatever it is, just life. Hashtag adulthood. And I tell them, I'm like, just so you know, I'm like, I understand this isn't your fault. You're just the person standing between me and the problem who can help me with the problem. So, unlike what I'm sure you're used to, I'm not going to take it on you because I'm fully aware it's not your fault. And it's always met with a long pause, followed by, oh, well, thank you very much, sir. And it's like, is that type of respect and consideration for another human being who's not guilty of the issue you're currently suffering from? Is it so rare that that's the kind of reaction I get? And same thing with a waiter or waitress, like, my food was butter burger. It's like, they didn't have a hand in that. They they
Yeah.
brought it to you. So, I mean,
Yeah, I completely understand. Like I worked at Pizza Hut, but I really wasn't wait staff there. But my second job was at a little countrified restaurant, and we had this one cook who just either never read the freaking orders correctly, or he just didn't give like a fuck, and it would impact our tips, and that kind of caused a lot of tension between the wait staff and the kitchen staff because it's not our fault. Like if your food comes out late, we try our best. At least not all of us, but I do, and I know a lot of other wait staff does. We try our best to can I get you a refill? Can I get you more bread or whatever? But it impacts our tips. And if it's something that we're doing that we didn't refill it enough, or we didn't come and check on you enough, or we were just rude and seemed totally uninterested, then fine, we deserve shit for a tip. But if something was wrong with your food or it took a little longer to come out because we were busy, that's not really on the wait staff. We can't make it go any faster.
yeah. And my whole thing is like, I know when it's busy. And they're like, oh, I'm so sorry for the wait. And I'm just like, no, it's fine. It's different when I see that somebody who sat down after me, ordered after me, and got their food before me. That's when it's a problem to me.
Well, would it depend on if they just got a Greek salad where there was no real cooking involved?
No, like if their like entree is bigger than mine or the same size, like I mean, if I ordered like a salad or something, which I don't do at restaurants, and they ordered like a sirloin or something, I'm not gonna, and theirs comes out before mine, then yeah, that's a little. It's like how
Yeah.
I what? But I'm not
Yeah, that's
again
kinda like
like
if
I'm not gonna take it out on the waiter or waitress, but at the same time, it's like I, I'm not gonna. It takes a lot for me to not want to tip
yeah,
decently because I mean I know
yeah.
that I mean and please inform myself and the audience whether or not this is true, but a lot of your pay comes from those tips.
Yes. So generally, they at least when I was in Kentucky, and this was years ago, and I was working as a waitress, I believe I was getting paid $2 or $3 an hour, and I was making up the rest in tips. And if I did not meet the amount that I would have received if I got minimum wage through the tips, then the owner or your employer has to make up the difference. So you can make more money by getting tips, or you'll just make the bare minimum of what you would have got for working your hours at minimum wage.
Jeez, that is how is that legal for you to get paid that little?
And that's why a lot of people, they get a lot of backlash for it too, because a lot of people's like, "Well, I don't like tipping because I'm a job for the employer," and I get that. As somebody who waitresses, I understand that because it shouldn't be your responsibility to make sure I'm getting paid when you're coming here just trying to have a good meal. That's not your job. It should be the job because other countries don't have that. My brother lived in China,
China, really?
but yeah, he lives in China now. But a lot of people get backlash for that. They're like, "Oh, you should always tip. You don't know what it's like." As someone who used to waitress, I can understand why you wouldn't want to tip. It's really not your job. But at the same time, the way society is, what are you supposed to do?
That's true. So, I mean, here's my question then. What if you were to, okay, so let's say you get a fucking a Jerry in there, and he's enjoying the fuck out of his food, but he starts misophoning the shit out of you. You're like, oh, I just want to check and see how the food is going. Is everything come out all right? Do you guys need anything? Can I get you guys anything else? Anybody want to refill, et cetera, et cetera? And Jerry's over there, and I'm not gonna fucking do it.
Thank
would
you.
you? I I have self-respect, and I respect you, and I respect our listeners because you're all wonderful people. But
Oh,
yeah.
Whoa, yes?
So what if he's doing that? Would you be passive aggressive and possibly lose out on a decent tip just to quote unquote get back at fucking Jerry?
uh, no, because I don't. I don't think a lot of people know that they do it most of the time, which I don't understand how you don't know, because I can hear myself eating. It makes me want to slap myself.
Yeah.
But honestly, this is what I would do if I have like a really annoying customer, and even if they would have to be at a really high level of disrespect to either me or another person, because I
Mm,
don't deal well with liars or shadiness or disrespect. So it'd have to be like really, really high for me to be like, I don't really give a shit if you tip me or not. But if he's just, smacking and talking to me with his mouth full or something, I'm gonna be polite and fine, and then I'm gonna go back and be like, "It's fucking Jerry at this table. Oh my god."
so real
But I would
quick,
never do it in front of you.
as a waitress, do you purposely go up to people while they have food in their fucking mouth and be like, "How's the food?" I swear to God, it's like a thing in the food industry. It's like, oh, okay, I just got them their food. Now I'm gonna wait. And, oh, he took a bite. Hey, how's the food? "Oh, it's fine, it's really good. It's so good. Thank you so much for that." And then they choke and die.
So being being someone who that happens to all the fucking time, you would think so. But generally, when people get set down in our section, their food usually comes out relatively close together. So, or in a time period that we're getting them their drinks, you had your food for a few minutes. I want to make sure okay because that's how we get our tips. If there's anything wrong with your food, I don't want you to have to wait to eat because something's wrong. I want to be able to fix it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But how come you always do it right as we take the first bite? Like, is it because we need to make sure we get that first bite in?
Honestly, I at least for me, I don't do it on purpose. I just kind of make my rounds and then I'll do something I need to do for work or and I'll wait for a second and then like every like 5 to like to 10 minutes or so depending on how you said the food was the last time I came around and how full your glass was because I always approached it. I'm gonna sound like such a fucking nerd, very scientifically. So when I'm asking you how your food was and you're looking down at it and you're not really paying attention to me, I'm looking at your table to see if you need more napkins or if you would like a refill or if you need some more ketchup or a condiment that you needed. That way, if I'm like, "Oh, he doesn't need a refill yet, but he might the next time around." So instead of coming back in 10 minutes, I'll probably come back in 5.
Huh. That's fair.
Bec Yeah, because like I said, we make a lot of our income on tips.
Well, I mean, and the other thing that's kind of shocking to me is that where you said like $2 or $3 an hour, like money's bad enough. And I grant I know, the minimum wage was raised since then, but still, like you consider like the cost of living, then you have nerds and geeks like ourselves who enjoy playing video games, and it's like an addiction's an addiction, but you should be able to enjoy your hobbies while being able to afford rent and everything, and still be able to go out at least once a month, either by yourself, significant other, friends, etc. So,
Yeah.
I guess my question to you would be, if in order to support your hobby, how much would you truly be willing to pay for a video game? If it was like, for example, Elder Scrolls 6, Grand Theft Auto 6, like something like that. How much would you really be willing to pay for a game?
I'm sort of used to paying the amount that it is now for a brand new game, so 60.
Yes.
However, if it's a game that I love, like if it was a Resident Evil game, or if they ever come out with another Left 4 Dead game, because that was one of my favorite games as a kid, Left 4 Dead 1 and 2. I would probably be willing to pay more for like to pre-order it and to get extra stuff with it and things like that.
Hmm.
But for um just a normal game, like just a normal Call of Duty game or Battlefield, like Elder Scrolls, I wouldn't I wouldn't pay 60 for that because I'm not really into it. But for games like Grand Theft Auto and games I actually like, I'd pay 60. But in order for me to pay more than that, it's going to have to be something that makes me very nostalgic about my childhood.
That's fair. That's fair. So, as far as like being nostalgic, would that be something like a sequel to something, or a remaster, or a remake, or something,
Um,
or something that
Either
reminds
or,
you of something?
because have played every Resident Evil game. I have played every Silent Hill game. Unfortunately, there won't be any more Silent Hill games, but that's a conversation for another day. But
That's
it would
fair.
have to be a game that made me think about my childhood.
That's fair. So, I guess if you were to really consider, because I guess the argument comes to, and I've heard this before, the dollar an hour. So if you pay $60 for a game, that means you should be able to get at least 60 hours worth of playtime out of it. So if it were to come to a game with microtransactions in it, which is seemingly almost every single one of them these days, and let's say you spent $200 on microtransactions over the course of the time that you've owned it. So 200 plus the 60 you paid for, $260, but you've gotten 300 hours out of it. Is that something you can justify?
Um,
Or is that more of like a financial
yes,
regret?
yes and no. So it kind of depends. How do I word it? It has to everything has to work really well together in order for me to be able to justify spending that amount of money because I am a so for me to buy something for myself that's more than like $20 and that's pushing it has to be worth it. So in order for me to spend that amount of money, I would have to justify it myself like am I going to be able to have the ability to replay this multiple times and still enjoy it?
Yes, replayability is a huge one with me.
And like recently, and this is actually really shocking. I got the Death Stranding game, and I was so ready for it. I'm a big fan of Hiro Kojima. I thought it was going to be amazing, and it wasn't that it was a bad game, but I'm used to his Silent Hill Metal Gear series, and it was just with I don't want to really run it for anybody else, especially if you like. But the graphics were fucking phenomenal. It was beautiful, and the soundtrack was oh my god, even better. But it kind of just felt like you were a UPS, FedEx, Amazon delivery boy with a part-time job as a cable and internet hookup guy.
So a walking simulator, but a beautifully orchestrated walking simulator.
Yes.
Because I haven't
So
played it yet.
it's open. Yeah, it's an open sandbox and the storyline was really good, but I played it a couple times. I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna give it a chance." And I put a good amount of time into each time I played it, and it was just like it's not worth me doing this to find out the story. And once I did find out the story, it wasn't like, "Oh my god, I wish I just would have played it." It was meh.
That's
It just
fair.
wasn't my thing, but I think that was because I was expecting it to be something else, and it wasn't. Not that it was a bad game by any means. It got great reviews, at least last time I checked. It just wasn't my cup of tea. Yet it was beautiful.
See, my whole thing is like you said. I mean, replayability is huge for me. Like, for example, uh, GTA. I have it. I'm AFKing in it right now. You and I are going to be playing it together later after we're done with the podcast.
Whoop whoop.
Whoop. Oh, the cop! It's the cops. Murph, run! Oh wait, where are the cops? No. So I know yes, when I was younger, this game came out in 2013. I definitely purchased a couple shark cards in it, but looking back on it, I can justify the money, not because I got a small assist financially in game where I needed it. Granted, I haven't bought a shark card. I don't know how long now. I mean, you and I both know we got our routines now. We're making money every time we're on.
Whoop whoop.
Oh, excuse me. But it's the way I look at it is if you are a thorough supporter of a certain game company, it's more like one of those things where it's like you don't even have to know anything about the game. They could make a brand new game you've never even heard of, and you're like, yeah, I'm probably gonna buy it because it's made by so and so. Like how some people are with movies. Oh, it's directed by so and so. Like for example with me, if a movie's coming out and I don't know a damn thing about it, and I hear something along the lines of starring Ryan Reynolds, I'll be like, well, shit, I might watch it because it's like it's something that you're familiar with. So, for example, with video games, it's the developers, not so much the publishing companies, but the developers. So for me, when I'm investing that money, I feel like I'm investing it towards the company. Like, yes, obviously it's going to go into their pockets. They have to get paid for something. At the end of the day, they're a business, but they're a business that very much caters to the customer, like every business should. but with a video game company that's under the category of entertainment. So I feel like I have helped financially support, in this example, Rockstar Games, or with any Rockstar game, Rockstar North, etc., to put towards making either the current game better or towards future games. So since then, I mean, from what we understand, for example, we're going to keep using Rockstar. I have GTA in front of me right now. Money that people have put into Rockstar went towards Red Dead Redemption 2. It's gone towards all the DLC that we've gotten for free in Grand Theft Auto Online. It has gone towards rumors and speculation stating they're working on a Bully 2, I don't know, something like that. Oh, fun fact, anybody who's an avid fan of the Bully game made by Rockstar Games, I would highly suggest looking into a Twitter user by the name of Schwegta. He's like the ultimate authority on that game. Just quick shout out. I don't know this gentleman, I'm just throwing that one out there. Also, yeah, so if I can justify the fact that it's like you're supporting something that you're passionate about. So that's how I justify it. Like, no, I know this is going to come back to me. I know it's helping support them. Like, hey, you know what? I'm still playing this game over 6 years later. Here's a little attaboy for you. Like, I really appreciate the product. That kind of thing.
Oh, oh yeah, because especially with Rockstar, with what they've done with GTA. I mean, like you said, it's come out years ago. It came out years ago,
Came out
and
September
for
17th, 2013. Online was released October 1st, 2013. And it is still going strong to this day.
yes, and they gave us plenty of updates. They gave us a lot of DLCs for no extra charge. And anytime, people of our crew who me and Benji play with, or Benji and I play with, and we send in, hey, this is going on, or, maybe you could tweak this, just some like gee whiz, they've responded.
Fun fact, if you don't mind me interjecting,
Go right ahead, good sir.
to our listeners, by the way, I hope your week is starting off well. I hope your alarm went off and you make it to work on time and that you slept well and that work is a very easygoing thing for you during this holiday time frame week. Or maybe have it off, in which case, fuck it. Kick back, relax, enjoy a cold one. Or a hot one. However you wish to enjoy it. But I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, I'd have to go through my email thread. Murph and I, along with many other members of our little crew coalition, I got a bunch of suggestions from them and put it into a giant comprehensive email to Rockstar. And a couple of the things we actually suggested was like, just off the top of my head, something about a passive mode cooldown, and the Dodge Challenger Demon I think was 2 of the things. And it was
Oh, and
actually,
not being able to. I'm sorry.
what were you gonna say?
And we also put in there, I don't remember who made the thing, but that you can't be in a weaponized vehicle when you're in passive mode.
Yeah, and those 3 things were put in the game. I mean,
Yep.
it could be pure coincidence, but it's one of those things where it's like, I mean, they really do listen. I mean, and that's not just that example, but others. And and also, if any of those things piss you off, there's a good chance we're behind it. So, in which case, LOL. Hashtag sorry, not sorry. But what was I gonna say? There was something I wanted to add. Oh, fun fact. You mentioned DLC. Fun fact for you and the listeners. The import-export DLC was supposed to be the very last DLC for the game. Following that was the gunrunning DLC, and all the other ones we received. The reason for it, and this is where you can thank capitalism if you enjoy the game, it was during one of their quarterly somethings. I don't remember what it is. It's when the parent company gets together with all their development teams, and Rockstar Games was speaking with Take-Two Interactive, and they were going over, their income, and the game's made a lot. And Take-Two looks at Rockstar Games and like, well, your product has been raking in a lot of cash. How do you plan on supporting this in the future? And they were like, well, we can stabilize the servers, but as far as like add-on content, like this is pretty much all we have. And Take-Two is like, no, you don't understand. Your game has broke records. We're not asking you, we're telling you we want this to keep going, so you need to figure out other ways to keep this going.
Yeah.
So with that, it was what was it? It was, I could probably check really quickly. It was supposed to end with import export, and then so we had import export, and then we got Gun Running, and then we got Smuggler's Run, which, fun fact, was actually the name of a discontinued game of Rockstar's. Fun fact. And then we got the Doomsday Heist. And then we got the Nightlife, or After Hours DLC, with our nightclub. And then we had they opened up the Maze Bank Arena, people asked for it. Then we have the Casino, which people have been asking for years since the game launched.
Yep.
And now we have another heist, the Diamond Casino heist, which me and Murph are going to be knocking the fuck out of later today. We've done
Yes.
I with actually the groomsman I mentioned in a previous episode. Him and I did the big con approach, and then Murph and I did the sneaky approach. I think it was last night.
Yes.
And we did good up until we were going up the set of stairs, the second set of stairs, and it didn't show enemies on the radar, and they showed up, and we got the first guy, but then the second guy saw us, but he wasn't on the radar, so it was kind of infuriating, but it was fine.
Yeah. And before we move on to our next topic, you mentioned you wanted to put money into something that you're passionate about.
Yes.
So for me, I put a lot of money into paying for indie horror games. That's just like, I like all indie games, but indie horror games I love because most of them come from different countries and they have different aspects of the game that you really wouldn't find here, and it just brings a whole new atmosphere and feeling playing it, and it's generally that's different from the mainstream, so it's very refreshing. So even if I don't think, oh, this game is the $10 or whatever, I'll still pay for it because I am very passionate about assisting the developers in that aspect. Okay, story time. So Benji invited me and my ex-husband over while both me and him were still in the Air Force. I knew that playing Outlast, sorry. And I'd already played it, so I knew what he was in for. But I refused to tell him anything. And there's this first part in the game, and I'll let him tell you that part because I'm sure he's going to explain it much more colorfully than I could. But why don't you go ahead and make our listeners' day with that?
Okay, so there was the part where you needed to go by the dude in the wheelchair very early on in the game. And I'm going to preface it real quick because you're already laughing at me. Listen.
Because I remember it.
And I think a majority of the reason of what jumped me was that I could tell something was going to happen because of the way you were acting. So I was kind of like getting all tensed up and waiting for something to happen. And then I go by him, I'm like, okay, nothing. Sweet. And then I finished getting, I think it was like a security key card or something. And
I think you needed a card to get through the door to try to leave the building.
Yeah, and then that's when you started getting like, ooh, and I was like, I don't like that. So I got really close to him, and turns out Jesus fucking shoved his dick in this dude's ear because this dude stands up from the wheelchair and grabs onto me, and he's like, so
Y'all, I wish you could see how he looks right now.
inbred. So I reacted naturally by screaming like a bitch, and then I proceeded to say, "Good fucking God," to which the woman you hear laughing now did that, but years ago, and proceeded to continue to giggle at me. Oh, her ex-husband also laughed at me, so good times.
It was humorous to me. It was, I mean, that's the whole point of games like that. If you can't laugh at the fact that you get so scared, then I mean, you're just putting yourself through torture. And unless you're into that, then by all means.
Well, I mean, if you want to go along the torture route, I mean, you could always just absolutely destroy basic human desires and just mash together an unpleasant combination of food together. Which okay, so speaking of which, I mean, there's the whole age-old thing like pineapple on pizza, you're a heathen. And Gordon Ramsay even went so far as to say pineapple doesn't belong on pizza. How do you feel about do you do pineapple on pizza?
Fuck no.
Oh, so this fuck that, fuck this, fuck that, and fuck you, you fucking fuck. It's like shit, Murphy. I'm gonna have to ask you to calm down. But not that I do it. I mean, I'm willing to try it, but I haven't. But
I have tried it.
Oh, what?
I don't think it tastes good. I don't think pineapple on pizza tastes good. Granted, I'm also one of those people who don't like fruits with really anything other than fruit.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mix well with the cheese and the sauce. It doesn't do it for me.
Just
ham and pineapple, fine. Ham and pineapple on pizza, no.
so you don't feel it in your jellies.
No, my jellies disagree.
Oh wow. What about your peanut butters?
Okay. So, speaking of peanut butter,
I'm listening.
one of our lovely listeners made a comment on a post I made on our Facebook page. And, I kind of hinted at something that we were going to talk about during this episode.
Surprise.
And I wanted all these, yay! I wanted all these crazy, food combinations that people, tend to enjoy, or some that they really don't. And this lovely, beautiful individual was like, you should really try Miracle Whip and peanut butter. And I can only describe my reaction to being something like, what?
Wait.
What? I think I broke my brother.
What the fuck was that sound? Wait, do that one more time. Wait.
I don't know if I can while you're laughing. The only way I can just
Oh my god.
my reaction to seeing that was what?
I'm so sorry.
It's like my brain short-circuited for a second.
Oh.
And it just doesn't seem to fit.
Oh. Fuck. Why was that so funny?
I don't know.
Oh.
To me, your reaction was funnier than what I said.
Oh my god. So, was it good? Did you try it?
I did try it. I was gonna try to do it while I was on the podcast with you, but then I realized there are other people out there like me who do not like the sound of people chewing, and I realized I'd be chewing relatively in their ear, so I wasn't going to do that to them. So I tried it, maybe half an hour before we started this podcast, and
Wait. Can you do that one more time?
Do what?
Do that face one more time.
I don't know what face it was.
Make the face.
I don't know how.
Okay,
you.
so oh my. You ever I don't know if you've seen that video going on the internet. The dude, like, if you've ever seen what happens if you touch a snail's eye and it like right into the body, her head just sunk into her body, her neck was completely non-existent, and her face looked like she was in a wax museum and it just got subjected to a heat lamp, and I mean that in the nicest of ways.
Yeah, because that's exactly how I took it.
Yeah. You're
But,
beautiful.
to be fair, I told
To
her
be carnival.
that I would definitely give it a try. But was it as bad as I expected? No. And I say that because I didn't think I'd be, and I did. Granted, I didn't use 2 pieces of bread. I used 1 because I was not thrilled to be putting this in my mouth. I said that once or twice in the past. Don't read into that. I hate you today. Why are you like this?
White guy meme. Why are you like this?
Oh, there we go. But I did. And initially, you taste the peanut butter, and then you taste weird, tangy thing.
So, is it at least something
And
where it was like, okay, I could see how somebody would like this. I'm personally dead on the inside, but I can see how somebody would like this. Was it one of those?
I mean, I can always see how somebody would like what they like.
Yeah.
So, I mean, one of my best friend likes eating peanut butter and cheese.
I tried that once.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was, but it's not something I'm gonna be like, oh my god, I'm so hungry. Let's go grab some peanut butter and put a piece of cheese on it and just nom
Well, that's
nom it.
like the fries and a milkshake because you get the sweet and then you get the salty, which was actually told to me by a listener of the show, and he told me he has a niece who will take a fry,
Uh-huh.
dip it in ketchup, take
Uh-huh.
the other side, dip it in the shake, fold it in half so the shake part of the fry and the ketchup part of the fry are next to each other, and then eat it. And apparently she loves it. Your face right now, you look so mortally wounded and offended by
It's
this statement.
it wasn't that. I was trying to like process the fact that I'm assuming this girl is young.
She is, I think.
Okay.
I hope I don't get this wrong. I want to say 7
Okay. So a year older than my daughter, not even because
when she started. She was 7 when she started.
Oh. Okay, so at 7, I imagine her at this age being so thorough and like sophisticated and trying to make the flavors. Like, didn't just dip it into one side. I was like, oh, okay. In my head, I was like, ooh, it's kind of like a dual lightsaber saber because that's how my
Lightsaber?
fucking brain operates. Shut up. I'm sick.
I know.
So that's what I imagined. And then you said they folded them together so they were touching, and I'm just like,
How intuitive do you have to be? Like, how fucking genius? Like, no, I don't just want to eat my fry with ketchup on it and then take a drink of my shake. Fuck that. I'm about to circumvent the shit out of this whole system of putting food in my belly. I'm gonna dip, and then I'm gonna dip, and I'm gonna fold it. That's an art. Seriously. Okay, hold on. Take fry. Insert into side A. Okay, ketchup. Okay, rotate 180 degrees. Okay. Next step. Dip into a shake. Okay, are we good? Fuck that. Nah, there's one more step. Fold it in half. Wait, but now the shake and the ketchup's touch. I see where you're going with this. Insert into mouth, and then you eat it. Okay, final step. Is everybody staring at you awkwardly? Yes. Awesome. Mission accomplished.
Yeah, it wasn't because I've seen people do that. For some when I was in high school and we would stop
It's super
McDonald's or
creative.
Wendy's on the way back from like an away game, they would buy their freaking chocolate or vanilla frosties and dip the fries in it. And I tried it, and it's weird. I don't really like. I'm a sweet and savory kind of person. Like I love bacon, and I fucking love chocolate, but I don't like chocolate covered bacon. It doesn't taste
That's a
good on
thing?
my palate. Chocolate covered. You've never heard of chocolate covered bacon?
No.
You're weird.
You listen here, woman.
No.
Murph. Listen,
Benji.
Murph.
I don't wanna.
Mm-mm.
Tell mom.
I'm gonna tell Mom that you're not big. You're big man. You're not big enough. Mom said that I get to go wherever you get to go. If you're gonna hang out with your friends, I get to come along too.
Oh my god, that was the most obnoxious shit growing up.
Mom said I get to
Yeah.
come with you if you get to.
You fucking cock blocking motherfucker. Listen, no.
That's what little sisters are for. To annoy you and destroy your life.
Okay.
Hi, I'm not sister.
No, listen, Karen.
It's Linda.
Linda, Karen, Susan. What was the other one?
Judy. Judy. Moody Judy. She's in the corner being moody right now.
How's that menopause going?
She's not dead yet.
Why not?
I don't know. I might expedite the process, but neither here nor there.
Listen, murder is still illegal in all 50 states, okay?
No.
Yes.
It's illegal if you get caught. Uh-huh.
Like, I know that's a
Uh-huh.
saying and all, but I'm pretty sure it's the action itself that's illegal.
Well, they don't know you. If they don't know you did it, then
Hey, real quick, I know this is gonna be news to you, but that cut on my thumb still fucking hurts.
then put a band-aid on it so no sweat or like other particles that's going to sting it makes it worse. Because you're looking at your thumb like you've got something that smells bad on it.
Yeah. Stinging, aggravating pain. Like, don't get me wrong, like, I could smash my... I could smash parts of my body off of extremely hard objects and just laugh about it. But, goddamn, I don't care how tough you are, you get a paper cut and sweat gets on that bitch. Listen, I'm not a fan. If I could, like, transform into any object, it would not be a fan, because I'm not a fan. This sucks.
Oh my god. Really? That's what you went with?
Yes.
I can't. But anyway, so to our listener who recommended the peanut butter Miracle Whip, which if anybody wants to try it, like I said, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was because I did finish it. But she made it very clear, it has to be Miracle Whip, not mayo. Because anyone who says they're the same thing, you're wrong, you're tacky, and I hate you.
Say tacky.
Not the same thing. Tacky. You never heard that?
No,
You're
I have.
tacky and
I love
hate
it.
you. It's from
Have
a
you heard the
movie.
word hokey?
I remember what movie. Hokey?
Yes.
Like all I thought it was like the hokey pokey.
Oh, okay, I thought you were gonna be like, oh, you mean like a hickey? And I was like, listen, get your mind out of the gutter.
No, I thought of the hokey pokey. You know when you turn yourself around?
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it's all about.
Okay, I just want to point this out real quick. So I'm AFK on GTA right now, and I have my character watching the TV, and you said hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. I looked at my TV, and Princess Robot Bubblegum was dancing, and I was fucking scarred.
I love it.
No, I don't.
I mean, I do.
I am not loving any of this. I know that's not the jingle, but I also don't care because fast food is yucky. How many times have you heard a friend or family member be like, I just got to get something quick. I'm not a fan of fast food, but I'm gonna go through the drive-thru real quick and get something. 30 minutes later, shitting like a tin goose.
I'm sorry, come again?
Shitting like a
Shitting?
tin goose.
No, not. I feel like I should have heard that, and maybe I've heard it from somewhere at some point.
Well, here's an ism I know you're familiar with. Lonelier than a pine tree in a parking lot.
That I understand.
So, is Kentucky Fried Chicken in Kentucky called just fried chicken, or is it actually?
No.
Is it? Hello?
It's Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Is the Colonel there?
Occasionally.
Is he a nice guy? I
Pretty-
like to think he's a nice guy.
Slightly racist.
No.
Oh, that was a good one.
No, what the fuck? Oh no. Did you just see that post about how fucking the Colonel Sanders KFC logo thing with this little tie hanging down? About how the woman's daughter thought it looked like his little miniature stick figure body? Seriously, Google it right now. Look at the picture. Look up KFC logo.
Okay. KFC. Okay, so KFC logo?
KFC logo. Look up the Colonel Sanders one
Yeah.
with him and just his head. Oh my god, I'm looking at it now.
Okay.
He looks like a big head with a little body. Okay.
Oh my
So our
god.
listeners, look it up right now. Look up KFC logo. And look at the Colonel Sanders head with this little tie hanging. It looks like a big detailed head on a little stick figure body.
Oh wait. Oh,
Wait for
maybe. When it's just his head?
Yeah, it's just his head with this little bow tie thing. Look.
Oh, so it's not got his like shoulders in it?
No, not at all.
Okay, not that one. Okay.
No, not at all.
Back it up.
It's fantastic. You know what? I'm just gonna send it to you.
Okay, because
No, this is.
oh wait.
Oh.
Oh no, it looks like he got a little stick figure.
Hi,
in
welcome to
his body.
KFC.
Do you know how terrifying that would
I really hope you enjoy my chicken as long as you're not black. It's like, okay, listen, Colonel Sanders, we need to have a serious discussion because
I'll never unsee it. Can you imagine that thing chasing you? How scary would that be? Oh god, I broke him. Guys, if you're listening to this, he's He's not okay.
No! You made me take my fucking headset off. Have you played the new Silent Hill?
was so
No,
hot.
it was terrible. I think they modded the game. What happened? The final level, Colonel Sanders chases you. I don't see the problem.
That's
No,
scary.
dude, you gotta come over tonight. I gotta show you this.
That's fucking scary, man. I would fucking lose my shit.
Oh my god. Wait, I want to pull it up one more time. Look at it one more time. Hold on. Hello?
Oh god. I
KFC
laughed so
logo.
hard it made my head hurt.
Wait, and then we're loading, and then.
Oh god.
Oh, jeez. I'm sweating from laughing so hard. That's
Me too, my head hurts.
a fun fact. Did you know if you have a headache or a stuffy nose, did you know apparently sex actually helps with that?
Yes, I did. And for the girls out there and the guys, because I'm sure your girl's like, I can't have I'm having cramps. And if you're the type of guy who don't mind having sex with your girl when she's on her period, sex actually alleviates cramps. I'm sorry, ladies. Use that excuse anymore.
Did you know sex?
The Muffin Man?
What?
What?
Hello?
Marco?
Yes.
No, if you. You know what the fucked up thing is? Neither one of us have been drinking.
Nope.
That's for the future. But
Oh
oh
god.
my god. No, apparently, if you not apparently, I know this to be fact. If
I'm sorry. I looked over and saw it again.
Can you imagine that thing chasing you? Look at it one more time. Look.
Because it's still I have two screens, and I just like glanced over, and it's like it's like if you click on the picture, it gets big, and I just kind of glanced over.
Wait, hold on. Let's do
and
this
it
thing.
made me-
Okay. When I say look, I want you to look over and do your very best not to laugh. It's the try not to laugh challenge. Okay.
I'm usually good at these, but you can't throw the kitten lizard in there.
I won't say kitten lizard. Okay. So on go. You have to look over and try not to laugh.
Okay, I've never lost these, so this is
Okay, I do a countdown. 3, go. She's short circuiting. You ever seen somebody laugh so quiet and hard that it looked like they were in physical pain? Oh lordy, she's getting the vapors.
I might implode.
Just look at it one more time. It'll make everything better.
Is it still try not to laugh, or can
It's
I?
chasing you. Look him in the eyes. Okay, so excuse me. So, if you do have the sexuals with,
I'm gonna have an aneurysm.
you don't have to worry about waking up again. There's that.
Winning.
Okay, so moving on. Period sex. If you have sex with a girl when she's on her period, it actually reduces the flow from like a heavy to a medium or a medium to a light. And like you
Mhm.
said, it does actually help with menstrual cramps. So it's kind of like a win-win,
Yes.
and it helps with headaches, which is a win. And then if she has a stuffy nose too, win. So essentially, it's a bloody win-win-win.
This is true. And it's because it releases endorphins and things like that. So it's sort of like taking an ibuprofen, but it's in the form of a dick. You know I'm right. You know I'm right. So for all the people out there who's like, I don't like taking medicine and I want to take the herbal approach, when now you can take the dick approach. Okay, I have to get this off my screen. 'cause- He's just fucking staring at me. Just give me the creeps.
Yeah, no, I'm not into stuff that's produced in a factory. Instead, I'm just gonna go home and just shove a cock inside of me. Oh, I feel so much better. Like,
Duh. Who doesn't feel better with the dick in them?
it's dick in a box. I mean, box is slang for pussy / vagina / cooch, bug, beaver.
Who calls it a bug?
I don't. It's a term I heard. I'm not a fan either. I heard it and I was gay for like 2 seconds. I'm like, that's just a really yucky term. Beaver, I get if they don't shave. and you're like cool with it or whatever. But yeah, bug. I prefer box. That's amusing to me. It gives a whole new meaning to the term hot box.
I prefer because anything else is just weird. Like we don't name any of our other body parts. Like you don't call your arm like a wing.
No, that's your pythons.
So why would you call? What's it? Oh, for fuck's sake! So why would you call that anything different? That causes a whole mess of problems that we'll probably get into another episode. But I'm just vagina, penis, penis.
What? What's happening?
I don't know. I just kept like thinking, like you were saying penis, and then I was like, it's pretty much a word combined of the words pin and is. So then my brain went, let's say that pin is penis.
Oh my god! Did you have the thing
I
in
don't
school where
know.
they were like, "Hey, do you want to be in the Pen 15 club?"
No.
You didn't.
No.
It's like middle school, high school.
What the fuck happened to you? Are you okay?
Yes.
No. So it was this prank they would do in middle school / high school. And like, dude, you want to be in the Pen 15 club? And kids would be like, let's see. I'm trying to be socially accepted among my group of peers, so I'm gonna say yes, because childhood. And then they'd be like, okay, well, we have to write Pen 15 on your hand so that people know you're in the club. And when they'd write Pen 15 on your hand, you go around school, and it looked like you had the word penis written on your hand. I didn't fall for it, but it was something I was made very aware of. But that was not something you had to deal with?
No.
Is it because you were supposed to be busy having kids at your age?
Not in middle school. High school, yes.
Yeah, that's what I was referring
Not
to.
middle school.
Yeah. Was that
Yeah.
before or after Billy Bob
no.
got his lifted truck?
Billy Bob got his lifted truck senior year.
Oh, I'm so proud of him.
And then wrecked his lifted truck. And then re-lifted a couple of years later.
You need to tell him when you go home for the holidays. What the
Why did you pause?
f-
Because you had me on edge, like, where am I going? What?
You have to stay tuned to find out after word from our sponsors. Are you tired of waiting for a long, drawn-out question? Are you tired of listening to shitty podcasts? Well, you've come to the wrong place. No, when you go down there, why are you looking at me like that?
I don't know. I
What kind of medication
realize
are you taking
that
right now for your sickness?
sinus,
Meth is not
uh,
medication. Methication. Your eyes popped open so fast. Are you smoking crack? What the fuck?
But I'm pretty sure that I daytime and the nighttime.
I'm feeling so messed up. Either you have a lisp or you are on some hard fucking drugs. Walter White would be proud.
It was the kind that you're supposed to like sniff within. You put it in like a white line first, right? And you sniff it. That's the kind. It's normal,
Listen,
right?
when
You do that.
when they say smelling flower makes you feel better, that's not what they mean.
Damn it! I've been bamboozled.
You've been speckeldorfed.
Speckled. Oh, this podcast is going down real fast. We're in a spiral here.
We're already at the bottom. But no, when you go, hold on, home for the holidays, you should. Why were you looking up? Is there a fly?
Because you did.
I held my finger up and thought I was pausing for effect. Okay, seriously, when you go home for the holidays, you should tell Billy Bob he's on a podcast.
I will tell Billy, but he'd be like, "Well, that's a podcast."
And that's when you go into the nearest garden, you pick a pea pod out of the garden, and you cast it into the ocean. You're like, that's a podcast.
You did not laugh at your own joke.
Yes, I did, because I realized how stupid it was. You know what's not stupid, though?
I'm not sure I have the correct answer to your question.
Do you want to guess?
What was the question?
We promise we haven't been drinking. I mean,
I really haven't.
I don't think I can speak on Murph's behalf as far as not doing any hard
I
drugs.
just get here, I just get like this sometimes.
Sometimes.
I'm pretty sure it's like the beginning stage of.
No, I was going to say the number one thing that's definitely not stupid is the incredible amount of support that we've been gaining since the start of the podcast from our listeners.
That's true. I think last time we checked 73 likes and follows.
Was it really 73?
I think so.
Really?
I could be wrong.
No, you're good. I'm
You're
just.
asking.
I honestly don't remember what it was the very last time.
Yeah, so I think it was I know we surpassed 150 about a week ago. So I'm I swore the last time I looked at it, it said 173.
That is an incredibly accurate guess. Yes, we are currently at 173 Facebook page likes and follows. So even though to 173 of you out there, it could just be a simple matter of, I'll tolerate this, and you click a button. To us, it really does mean a lot. Like, you can't see, but she's been dancing since I confirmed her guess.
Yeah.
But yes, no, it's like we said in the last episode. This is something we're both very passionate about. We're not looking to turn it into a giant, massive, huge business venture, but it is something that means a lot to us. So to have over 170 complete strangers support something that we're passionate about, it really does truly mean a lot. And we hope that we do bring you some form of entertainment, whether it's something you could laugh at on like bad movie night or something that maybe you generally enjoy. It really, really does mean a lot to us.
Yeah, especially considering we're only on episode 3 right now, and we've already got 173 likes.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't expect it to turn out this way. I thought it was going to go over like a Led Zeppelin. Fun fact, that's how Led Zeppelin got their name. When they were first starting out, somebody told them, your band project is going to go over like a Led Zeppelin. So they took that, embraced it, and they called themselves Led Zeppelin. Fun fact.
Interesting.
Google it. Interesting. But yes, the amount of support we've gotten thus far is just phenomenal. It really is a wonderful thing. And we really do hope every one of you out there are enjoying these episodes.
Yeah, we really do. Like, I loved engaging with you guys this week for the stuff for this episode. You know, we got people being like, I don't have a recipe, but I got this song. You know, just communicating with you guys every time I see a bubble pop up that we've got, you know, a new like or a new comment on something that's on our page. I do a little happy dance that Benji just got to see.
Oh, is that the dance you do? It's wonderful.
It goes back and forth. It's either like one of those or it's the kind of like the one we do in GTA.
Oh, yeah. So we got a story time for that regarding GTA in the very next episode, but we can't get to the next episode until you close out the one before it. So with that being said, this has been Benji and Murph on the Cops and Bothers Why are you popping?
I like popping.
Popcast. This has been Benji and Murph on the Cops and Bothers podcast. It's a podcast for pet peeves, popping apparently, gaming, modern issues, and your emails. If you enjoyed the show, consider supporting us by sharing us with a friend, family member, or coworker. Or maybe somebody you just fucking hate. Hopefully it offends them. If you have a story, a pet peeve, or literally anything else, feel free to email us at copsandbothers@gmail.com. That's COPSNBOTHERS@gmail.com. And we'll discuss it on the show, like in this one. You can find us on anchor.fm/Cops and Bothers and many other listening platforms. You can also find us on Facebook, where most of you have, Twitter, and Instagram.
And we've mentioned it before, but this is my favorite because I can do the high pitch thing. So we're also on Spotify.
Oh my god. No, seriously though, I love Spotify.
Yes, we are on Spotify. So however you wish to follow or support, we truly, greatly, incredibly appreciate it. Also, a special thanks to AMOH Music. That's AMOH Music, all one word, on SoundCloud for letting us use his song Family off of his mixtape, Always Working. Please go and show him some love and support. And as always, thank you for listening. We look forward to hanging out with you next time.
Catch you guys next week. Have a wonderful rest of your week.
Bye, y'all. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas,
and
everybody.
Happy holidays.
Absolutely. Bye, guys.
Bye.
My family.